Ever wondered why your dog sits on your feet? What if I told you it's not just a habit? It's a secret message they're trying to send you. Picture this. You're sitting on the couch, scrolling through your phone, lost in thought, when suddenly you feel a warm, furry weight pressing against your feet. You glance down, and there's your pup, tail wagging, eyes filled with unwavering devotion. But what if this simple action is more than just comfort-seeking? What if it's their way of speaking to you without words? Some reasons might seem obvious. Warmth, security, maybe even love. But others? They might completely change how you understand your dog's instincts and emotions. By the end of this video, you'll discover the real psychology behind this behavior, backed by science and canine experts. And reason number 7. That one might just surprise you the most. To truly understand why your dog sits on your feet, we need to break it down piece by piece. At first glance, it might seem like a simple act of love, a way for them to be close to you. But dogs are complex creatures, and their behaviors often have deeper meanings than we realize. Some of the reasons may be heartwarming, while others might completely change the way you see your furry friend. You might think this is just a sign of affection, but one of these reasons could mean something completely unexpected. Dogs communicate in ways we often overlook, and what seems like a casual habit could actually be rooted in instincts, past experiences, or even their perception of your emotions. By the time we get to the last reason, you might start seeing your dog's actions in an entirely new light. So, let's dive in and uncover the fascinating truth behind this common yet surprisingly meaningful behavior. Imagine you're at the park, surrounded by people, when suddenly you feel your dog press against your legs. You look down, and there they are, sitting right on your feet, scanning the crowd. It's no accident. This instinct runs deep in their DNA. In the wild, wolves and other canines huddle together for protection. Animal behaviorists believe that domesticated dogs still retain this instinct, using physical closeness to reinforce their bond with their pack leader, which, in this case, is you. Sitting on your feet is their way of staying close to the one they trust the most, ensuring that they are safe while also keeping you within their protection zone. Ever noticed your dog does this more in unfamiliar places or when new people are around? That's them saying, "I've got your back." It's a survival instinct that has carried over from their ancestors, even in the comfort of your home. But what if I told you that sometimes this behavior isn't about love, it's about control? Let's talk about that next. You're sitting on the couch, enjoying a relaxing evening, when your dog plops down onto your feet like it's their personal throne. It feels cute, maybe even affectionate, but could there be something more going on? Some experts believe that when a dog deliberately sits on their owner, they might be subtly asserting dominance. In canine social structures, physical positioning plays a crucial role. Higher-ranking dogs in a pack often claim certain spots, using their bodies to establish control over resources, including other pack members. Sitting on your feet might be a small but significant way of reinforcing their ownership of you. Does your dog also try to block other pets or people from getting close to you? Do they nudge you when they want attention or refuse to move when asked? If so, they may be testing their boundaries. But don't worry. This doesn't mean they're trying to take over your household. It's usually a mild behavior that can be managed with positive reinforcement and consistent training. Speaking of boundaries, some dogs sit on their owners, not to claim them, but because they can sense something deeper, your emotions. Have you ever noticed that your dog seems to sit on your feet more when you're feeling down or stressed? You're not imagining it. Dogs are incredibly attuned to human emotions. Research has shown that dogs can detect changes in our body language, tone of voice, and even subtle shifts in our scent when we're experiencing stress or sadness. By sitting on your feet, they may be trying to provide comfort, acting as a living, breathing emotional support system. Their presence offers a calming effect, helping to lower cortisol levels and boost feelings of security. Think back to a time when you were anxious or upset. Did your dog suddenly become extra clingy, staying close and refusing to leave your side? That's their way of saying, "I'm here for you." But while some dogs sit on their owners to provide comfort, others do it for a completely different reason. They want warmth. And that brings us to the next surprising reason. It's a chilly winter evening, and as you sit on the couch, your dog cozies up on your feet like a warm, furry blanket. This might be one of the most straightforward explanations. Dogs love warmth, and you're the perfect source of it. Dogs have a natural tendency to seek out heat, whether it's from the sun, a soft blanket, or their favorite human. This behavior is especially common in smaller breeds or dogs with short fur, who are more prone to getting cold. By sitting on your feet, they can absorb your body heat, keeping themselves comfortable while also strengthening their bond with you. Ever notice that your dog seems to do this more in the colder months? It's no coincidence, but warmth isn't the only physical need that makes them gravitate toward you. In some cases, it's about something much more instinctual: territory. Dogs communicate through scent far more than we realize, and one way they do this is by marking what they consider theirs. Sitting on your feet is not just a sign of affection. It can also be a way of spreading their scent onto you. This behavior is especially common in dogs that are naturally territorial, or those that have a strong bond with their owners. By sitting on you, they're essentially saying to other dogs, "This human is mine." While this might sound possessive, it's usually harmless and just part of their way of feeling secure in their relationship with you. Have you ever come home from petting another dog only to find that your pup is extra clingy? That's because they can smell the other dog on you, and they might feel the need to reinforce their presence. But while marking is a common reason, there's another explanation that's even more surprising: anxiety. Does your dog follow you from room to room, never wanting to be apart? Do they seem extra clingy when guests come over, or when loud noises occur? If so, their habit of sitting on your feet might be driven by anxiety. Dogs who experience separation, anxiety, or general nervousness often seek physical closeness as a way to self-soothe. Your presence acts as a source of comfort, and sitting on your feet helps them feel protected. Some dogs even develop a habit of doing this when they sense a change in routine, such as when you're about to leave for work. If your dog shows others signs of anxiety, like excessive barking, whining, or destructive behavior, it might be a good idea to explore ways to help them feel more secure. But not all dogs sit on their owners out of fear. Some do it purely out of love. And this next reason might be the most heartwarming of all. At the end of the day, sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. Your dog sits on your feet because they love you. Dogs form deep emotional bonds with their owners, and for many, physical closeness is their way of expressing that connection. Unlike humans, dogs don't rely on words to show affection. Instead, they use body language, and what better way to stay connected than by physically being near you? Think about it. When your dog has the entire couch or floor available, yet still chooses to curl up on your feet, it's a powerful statement. They feel safe, they feel happy, and most of all, they feel at home with you. And if that's not one of the purest expressions of love, what is? But here's the big question. Should you encourage this behavior, Or is there a time when you should discourage it? Let's wrap things up and talk about what to do next. Dogs have so many fascinating ways of communicating with us, and sitting on your feet is just one of their many quirks. Whether it's an instinct from their wild ancestors, a way to show affection, or even a subtle claim of ownership, there's always a reason behind their behavior. But before we move on, let me ask you, are you finding these insights helpful? If so, take a second to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know you enjoy content like this. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Does your dog do this too? Drop a comment below and tell me, when does your dog sit on your feet the most? Is it when you're about to leave the house? When they're nervous? Or do they just love being as close to you as possible? Every dog has their own unique personality, and I'd love to hear your experiences. And trust me, we're not done yet. Some of the most surprising reasons behind this behavior are still coming up, including one that might make you see your dog's actions in an entirely new light. So, let's keep going. We've uncovered so many fascinating reasons behind this. Simple yet meaningful habit. Some rooted in love, others in instinct, and even a few that reveal hidden emotions. Your dog isn't just sitting on your feet for no reason. Every time they do, they're sending you a silent message. Maybe it's, I trust you. Maybe it's, don't leave me. Or maybe, in the simplest and purest way, it's just their way of saying, you're my favorite person in the world. Think about it. Your dog has an entire house to sit in, yet they choose to be right there, pressed against you. That's not just coincidence. Whether it's their pack instinct urging them to stay close, a need for warmth, or even a way to mark you as their own, there's always a deeper meaning behind their actions. They don't have words, but their body language speaks volumes. And the fact that they choose you again and again is a bond worth cherishing. Now that you know the truth behind why your dog does this, you might start seeing their behavior in a new light. The next time they settle onto your feet, take a moment to appreciate it. Because in their world, that simple action holds an entire story. A story of love, trust, and the unbreakable connection between you and your best friend. Now that you know why your dog sits on your feet, have you ever wondered what their sleeping position says about them? Just like sitting on your feet has hidden meanings, the way your dog sleeps, whether curled up in a tight ball, stretched out on their back, or snuggled up against you, reveals even more about their emotions, comfort level, and even their health. If you're curious to decode even more of your dog's secret messages, click the video on the screen now, and let's uncover the fascinating meanings behind your dog's favorite sleeping habits. Trust me, some of them might surprise you.